Imagine fashion magazines calling your product an aesthetic catastrophe. While I was preparing this video, I found over 100 articles with headlines like Crocs, the worst trend of the decade. People are creating petitions demanding to ban your product, and critics write, these aren't shoes, they're just torture for the eyes. And what do? You become one of the best-selling shoe brands in the world. You sell more than 700 million pairs and reach $1 billion in revenue in just one quarter. Sounds impossible? Well, here's how it happened. And most importantly, how these principles can be applied to any business today with the help of artificial intelligence. Even if you don't have a team, a budget, or connections. Watch this video to the end, because at the finale, I'll give you a prompt that will help you find your ugliness and turn it into a competitive advantage. Let's go. Hello everyone, my name is Miroslava Dimitrieva. I'm an entrepreneur obsessed with how to build brands using neural networks. And today, we're going to break down the story of the company Crocs. A company that broke all the rules of marketing. It didn't chase beauty, they didn't pay millions for advertising, they didn't hire celebrities in the early years, but simply did 3 things that contradict all marketing textbooks. And I'll show you today how these 3 principles are available to every one of you thanks to artificial intelligence. Let's go. One of them shows his friend some strange foamy clogs made of a weird material. They're for yachting, he says. They're non-slip, they're waterproof. His friends look at them and frankly, they laugh. Where did you dig these up? But when they tried them on, the laughter stopped because they were incredibly comfortable. The material is called Croslite. It's a type of foamed resin that molds to the shape of your foot. Lightweight, durable, practical. And his friends thought, what if? A few months later, they founded the company. The first batch was just 200 pairs at a boat show in Florida. Everything sold out in literally a single day. Not because they were beautiful, but because they solved a very specific problem. People were tired of shoes that get wet, that chafe, that smell. And then something new appears. Practical, honest, comfortable. No pretense, no gloss, just here's a shoe and it works. And the sales took off. By 2005, the company had sold 6 million pairs of shoes. That's like, putting shoes on half of Moscow. But the most interesting part started later. When Crocs started gaining popularity, a hellish wave of criticism began. Fashion magazines wrote, this is a disaster for style. Bloggers mocked them. One influential stylist even called them rubber nightmares. And you know what Crocs did? They didn't argue. They didn't hire a designer to make them prettier. They embraced it and made it their position. The company's slogan became, come as you are. They basically told the world, yes, we're not for the runway, we're for life, for real life. And it worked, because people were tired of perfection. People were tired of brands selling an unattainable dream. But Crocs sold reality. Comfort is more important than what others think. And suddenly, it became a trend. Doctors started wearing them in hospitals because you could stand for 12 hours without pain. Gardeners because they were easy to wash. Chefs because they don't slip on wet floors. Crocs found their audience. Not those who follow fashion, but those who value functionality. So, here's the first prompt. You are a brand strategist. Help me find an honest positioning for my brand without the gloss. Ask me 5 questions to identify my imperfection. Then, suggest 3 positioning options in the style of, we're not X, we're Y, we're not this, we're that. The lesson for business is, if you're criticized for not being like everyone else, don't rush to fix it. Make it your signature feature. Because in a world where everyone wants to be perfect, honesty is a luxury. But a few years later, after this explosive growth, something happened that no one expected. The company faced a problem that isn't in any business textbook. Their product was too good. Sounds absurd? But imagine, you buy a pair of Crocs, you wear them for a year, 2, 3, they don't tear, they don't wear out, they don't lose their shape, and you're happy. But the company is in a panic because you don't come back for a new pair. This is the quality trap. You create a product that's so durable, so great, that you lose repeat sales. And Crocs found themselves in this paradox. Their strength became their weakness. Plus, the market started to be flooded with cheap knockoffs from China. People were buying fakes for 300 rubles, so why would they pay 3,000? Sales started to fall. Profits dwindled, investors got nervous, and then a brain-breaking question arises. How do you sell more without making the product worse? The answer came unexpectedly. Not from marketers with MBAs, not from top managers in Silicon Valley, but from an ordinary woman who was at home with 3 kids. While the Crocs Corporation was looking for a solution to this problem in boardrooms, one mom found it just by sitting at her kitchen table. Her name was Sherry Schmelzer, the town of Boulder, Colorado, America. An ordinary life, kids, home, routine. No business education, no experience in manufacturing whatsoever. Just simply a mother of 3 who wanted to make her kids happy. One day, she took some polymer clay and sculpted little figures that fit perfectly into the holes in Crocs. Turtles, a little heart, a smiley face. The kids were absolutely thrilled, because each of them could decorate their Crocs in their own unique way. Her husband saw this and said, "Listen, what if we sell this idea?" And this is where things get really interesting. They already had a mortgage, a car loan, bills, and they decided to borrow even more money to make plastic trinkets for shoes that many people consider ugly. Just think about that. Put yourself in their shoes. Would you have taken that risk? Sherry took the risk. And within a week, they had built their website literally on a shoestring budget. They set up production in their basement. Her parents worked there. No complex marketing strategies, no targeting, no social media marketing agencies. They simply called stores and asked, "Hi, we have a great idea. Do you want to see it?" And you know what? In the first year, they made $2 million in revenue. In the second year, Crocs bought her business for $10 million. 3 reasons why it worked. Reason number 1, they gave kids a tool for play. Crocs transformed from just footwear into a building set, practically like Lego for your feet. Reason number 2, they gave adults a way to express themselves. There's practically no other footwear on the market that you can customize in 30 seconds. And reason number 3, a low barrier to entry. A charm for 200 rubles is an impulse buy, but a customer rarely buys just one. Usually it's 5, 7, 10 of them. And so your average sale goes from 3,000 to 5,000. And the funniest part is the idea was literally right on the surface of the product. Everyone can see the holes in Crocs. But before Sherry, no one at the corporation had thought of it. Because corporations think about strategy, and Sherry was thinking about her kids. So here's prompt number 2. I sell. How can I create an additional product that allows customers to personalize the main product and increase repeat purchases? Give me 5 ideas with a low barrier to entry up to 500 rubles. And here's the lesson for the AI era. Sherry had clay and intuition. But you have ChatGPT for generating ideas, Midjourney for prototypes, and the entire internet for sales. The only question is, what's stopping you from becoming the next Sherry? So Jibbitz saved Crocs from a drop in sales, but that was only the beginning. Next, the company makes a move that seems completely insane. They go to the very people who had been mocking them, to the fashion industry, and said, "Listen, let's do a collaboration." And the first one was Balenciaga. Yes, that same Balenciaga, the luxury brand that sells its t-shirts for $800. They released Crocs on a massive platform, and the price became $850 for a pair of rubber clogs. Everyone expected a failure. Who would buy this? But they sold out everything, literally in one day. Then came Post Malone and yellow Crocs with exclusive charms. Then Justin Bieber, pastel colors, and an instant sellout. And then came total madness. Yes, KFC, the fast food chain, they do a collaboration with Crocs, and the result is a limited edition series with Jibbitz charms shaped like chicken wings that even smelled like fried chicken. And I'm not kidding. And people bought them in a matter of hours. Then came Coca-Cola, Disney, Shrek, the NBA, Star Wars, and on and on and on. Now, it's hard to find a pop culture icon that hasn't appeared on a pair of Crocs. So why does this work? 2 reasons. First, limited availability. The product is available for 48 hours or maybe a week. Then it's gone forever. And that is classic FOMO, the fear of missing out on an opportunity. You either buy the KFC Crocs right now or you never will again. Second, the absurdity of it all. KFC and Crocs, that's a meme in itself. People share it not because they like it, but because they're like, look at how insane this is. And every collaboration creates a free wave of media coverage. And you know what happens every single time Crocs does a collaboration? Over 20 channels on business and marketing write about it. for free, with no advertising budget, just because it's buzzworthy news. And now for the self-deprecation. When TikTok was flooded with jokes about gardening shoes or your mom's slippers, Crocs didn't get offended. They responded with humor. They made memes about themselves. They launched challenges like Ugly and Proud. Yes, Ugly and Proud. And the audience fell in love because the brand turned out to be human. They didn't pretend to be perfect. They accepted themselves and gave people permission to accept themselves too. So here's prompt number 3. You are a copywriter with a sense of humor. Come up with 5 witty responses to hate comments about my product, using light self-deprecation but no aggression. For each suggestion, propose an idea for a short video or a meme. The Crocs formula is simple. Your brand plus an unexpected partner plus a time limit. And that leads to a huge media explosion. And AI today can create the same cool formula for you. ChatGPT can come up with a collaboration concept for you. Midjourney can create the visuals for it all, and social media will do the promotion for you. And now a story that shows the best marketing isn't advertising, it's real help at the right moment. The year is 2020, the pandemic, the whole world comes to a halt. The economy is collapsing and businesses are closing. And who is working the hardest at this moment? Of course, healthcare workers, 12-hour shifts, constantly on their feet, saving lives. And Crocs sees this and makes a decision. Every healthcare worker in the US and Canada gets a free pair of Crocs. I'm telling you, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Just leave your email, no proof of employment, no status checks, just trust. And here's the important part. They didn't post about it on social media. It wasn't an ad. They didn't issue any big press releases about it. They just launched the program, and that was it. And the information spread organically through the very same healthcare workers they had helped. The result? More PR than any ad campaign could have ever generated because it wasn't marketing, it was help. In 2023, Crocs entered the top 10 most popular brands among Gen Z. Their revenue surpassed $1 billion in a quarter, and this is called situational marketing. But not in the style of let's cash in on the hype, but in the style of let's actually help. So here's prompt number 4. Imagine my target audience is facing a crisis. Describe it. I mean, just take the current situation. It's not like there's a shortage of crises, right? How can I help? Not for PR, but for real. Suggest 3 ways to create a long-term emotional connection with my brand. This is the difference between marketing and branding. Marketing is when you say you're great. Branding is when other people say you're great. Crocs didn't say, we helped the healthcare workers. The healthcare workers said, Crocs helped us. See the difference? So what can we learn from the Crocs story? 3 lessons that work in the age of artificial intelligence. First, your weakness is your positioning. Crocs didn't get prettier. They said, we're for comfort, not the catwalk. And that became their strength. Find what you're criticized for and turn it into honest positioning. The prompt is in the description. Lesson number 2, give people co-authorship from Jibbitz to collaborations. Crocs gave customers the ability to create their own version of the brand instead of just buying and being a spectator. You'll find that prompt in the description too. Lesson number 3, help, don't sell. When everyone was thinking about business survival, Crocs was thinking, who needs help? They thought about their customers and earned loyalty for decades. The prompt is in the description. Right now you have tools that Crocs couldn't have even dreamed of in 2002. You have ChatGPT for strategy, content, and ideas. You have Midjourney for visuals and AI analytics that will help you get inside your audience's head. But you know what you don't have? You don't have time for doubts. Because while you're thinking, that's too weird, someone else is already making their ugly Crocs. And in 5 years, you'll be looking at their success and thinking, I could have done that too. Don't be that person. Start today. Start and find that ugliness of yours. Turn it into a strength and let artificial intelligence help you bring it to the world. Because in a world where everyone wants to seem perfect, the bravest thing you can do is be real. Subscribe to the channel, give it a like if this video was helpful, and share it with those who are building a brand not because it's trendy, but because they believe in their idea, even if it seems strange and a little bit ugly. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.